Welcome to Jesús Manuel Mena Garza Photography, Video and Audio. I'm going to try to keep this video short, which is rather difficult for yours truly here. But I'm going to be giving you a bit of advice for you newbies out there and reiterating my philosophy regarding laptop computers and my understanding of laptop computers. I'm not a, influencer in the area of laptops. I don't get laptops from all the different manufacturers, review them, tear them apart, and do stuff like that. I just use them and have had about a good 20 years of experience using, 30 years using various laptops. So I think I have some good practical experience. So, of course, I've used them in different scenarios. When I was an educator, I just needed a simple laptop to do PowerPoint presentations, to write my notes, to take grades, stuff like that. Very simple, nothing too intense. So I just had a very basic, rudimentary HP laptop. Basic. My HP laptop lasted quite a while. And it lasted about, I think, 15 years or so, and I used it until its system wasn't viable anymore. It basically became defunct. Okay. Recently, I had a very nice laptop. Again, an excellent video editing laptop, which was its primary purpose was a MacBook Pro M1. Okay, and it was a very nice laptop. Very nice, good screen, excellent rendering times. I can do all kinds of stuff. And I bought it specifically because my desktop computer, my Dell XPS, which is about 12 years old, a dozen years old, my desktop computer, even though I upgraded the the hard drive to an SSD and added all kinds of RAM and added in video cards, upgraded everything over the years, it's still wasn't viable for using DaVinci Resolve. So I said, let's get something that'll I'll be able to edit videos in DaVinci Resolve, okay? I currently have been editing videos in Cyberlink Power Director version 18, which I bought for $59-60 over there at Best Buy. And it's served me quite well. The videos look actually pretty good, and it's an excellent piece of software, I feel. Very simple, very elegant, and to the point. As compared to, like, let's say, DaVinci Resolve version 19, very complex, very involved, very detailed. It's definitely a tool that you have to learn and master, and it might take time. So I was learning quite a bit over the year. I owned my MacBook Pro M1 with DaVinci Resolve. I installed the free version, of course. I'm a cheapskate. I'm not going to buy the more expensive version. So I got the free version, and not the paid version, rather. So I like the fact that it had fast rendering times. Never had a stutter, never had any issues. It had a good size screen, not a great size screen. I had my screen on the laptop, and I had a separate screen so I could see other stuff. So I can use a two-screen setup, a modest two-screen setup, okay? So I highly recommend for anybody out there that wants to do some serious video editing at home and doesn't mind lugging around a 2-ton beast like the MacBook Pro 16-inch. It's an excellent computer. The only problem I had, the screen died on me. And of course, 2 months earlier, the warranty expired too. So I had to get rid of it, and I did. So I had some serious issues with my MacBook Pro 16-inch. My wife in her office over there, she has a MacBook Pro 14-inch, and her screen also had issues. So I decided, I've been having bad luck with MacBook Pros. She has the M1 also, and I have the M1, and the screen, I don't know what I'm doing, or something with the computer. My wife and I obviously have some sort of a symbiotic relationships with these computers, and we're not doing very good. And so I decided to leave the Apple universe, the ecosystem, and get something from the world of Windows. So I've been looking at Windows computers and I've come to certain realizations that I want to share with you in case you're looking for a laptop and what you might consider when you're buying a laptop. Again, certain understanding from my point, okay? Current iterations of the, the 14th gen of the i7 and i9 CPU by the folks at Intel, and also the folks at AMD also have Ryzen CPUs, and just recently coming out were the folks at Qualcomm Snapdragon. They came out with their CPUs. But typically, they do very well for daily use. Daily, just, surfing the web, a little bit of this, a little bit of that, but nothing too intense, okay? Nothing too intense. So, I had, I've been checking out these, laptops, and the thin ones, really skinny ones, the thin ones, the elegant ones, the beautiful ones. I learned very quickly, they're very nice, and with their, like ARC processors and stuff like that, and their various, built-in processors, not the accessory, discrete processors. They don't work very good doing video editing. They do it slow, and if they have fans, which a lot of them do, it makes a lot of racket. So it's slow rendering times, noisy fans. They're very beautiful laptops. I really found them very elegant and very exciting. So the upgrade from there would be something thicker with 2 or 3 fans in them, very nice and excellent ventilation, and a discrete GPU like the folks at NVIDIA have the 4050, 4060, 4070, etc., etc. A lot of these manufacturers just, the 4050 is rather inexpensive, but when you get up to the 4070, it gets super, super expensive. And they charge the manufacturers of these laptops. Say, hey, you want the 4070? You're going to pay the price, So a lot of these laptops I've been looking at are 16, 24, 36 gigabyte RAM with a 4050, sometimes a 4060, once in a great while a 4070, but very nice. So again, they're thick, and they have a lot of ventilation, excellent fans. And why do they need all those fans? Why do they need to be thick? Well, it's called, the CPU, if you operate at low wattage, again, this is what I've been learning, and you probably already know or would like to learn about. Thin laptops, you have to keep them very low wattage, very low. Because if you increase the wattage, you increase the heat and increase the fan noise, etc., etc. You can't, at this time, outside of Apple, do something that's, uses a lot of wattage and not causing a lot of heat. So that's why they have the thicker laptops, because you got a lot of fans, got a lot of ventilations, and you can throttle those CPUs twice as fast, 3 times as fast, and for you gamers out there, 4 or 5 times as fast. Of course, these CPU, video, accelerators, as I call them, these GPUs, graphic processing units, are different from the desktop world. They're tiny. They're not these gigantic cards, about this thick and that long, with 3 fans and all kinds of lights going on for you folks that need them for gaming or professional video editing in your office. If you're stuck in your office, you can have gigantic cards, make all kinds of racket, and do things and have a lot of fun. Of course, water cooled, all kinds of cooling, desktops. So what I'm considering buying now, today I dropped my wife off at the airport. She's in San Francisco for a party with all her friends. They're having the 30th anniversary of the relationship for this couple that she's going to visit and hang out with. So she's going to be down there for about a week. So I've been shopping. I've been looking at the different stores and looking at the various laptops. And sometimes I look at this, I go, this is a very nice looking laptop. 16 gigabytes, terabyte, i7, very nice. Very nice laptop, but it does not have a discrete CPU and it's thin. Looks nice, but but it doesn't do the job, okay? So I have to force myself to look at something that's thicker and has the capacity to throttle up that CPU, that graphical, processor, etc., etc. And today we have neural processors too. So all this functionality requires a lot of juice, a lot of electricity, a lot of wattage, and causes heat. Okay. In most cases. Okay. So I've been conflicted. There's a new Asus ProArt. I think it's a PX14. It's a two-way. It'll become a tent. It'll plop up like a laptop and do all kinds of convolutions. And it's a fantastic looking 13 and a half inch laptop. Very nice. Has a lot of good RAM. That's plenty of RAM, and has plenty of discrete GPU. Very nice, and a nice OLED screen. But it's priced at the introductory price. It's at the introductory price. It hasn't been discounted like a lot of Asus, Samsung, HP, all these products that are on the market. Eventually, they drop $200, $300, $400 and they sell it to you at a discount. So this is the introductory price. You're paying full retail, as they say. And I like it. It has a lot of features. It's a small screen. I can always use a secondary screen. I have a couple of those. And in fact, I just gave one to my wife. She's going to use it at the university when she's doing some work also. So I like it. It's very portable, very interesting, looking contrivance. I can see myself on the airplane, just plopping it down and looking at a video, watching a movie that I downloaded, doing a little bit of editing, video editing, and maybe even plop in there a portable monitor so I can have a larger monitor so I can look at stuff too, a 15.6 inch, something nice. And when I need to look at something in high quality color, I can just look at the final render and say, hey, that looks pretty good. It didn't, or say, hey, I need to do this over again, adjust some things here and there, tweak it, and make sure it looks good, and do a perfect job. Again, the big benefits of the OLED screen is that you get the total, pretty much the total color gamut. Definitely the Windows color gamut, not necessarily the Adobe color gamut, but you get a very good representation. What you see is what you're going to get, and they tweak them at the factory to make sure they're pretty good, so you don't have to do any calibrations. Even though I have calibration software and calibration guides and stuff like that for my scanners, for my cameras, and for just to shoot images and see how they look on the monitor and compare it. Hey, that looks like the same thing. That's pretty good. Another laptop I'm looking at is the Asus ProArt 16. It has a lot of connection points, and more than I will need at this time. At least I'm saying that now. It has a gigantic 16-inch full 4K display, OLED of course, but it also has an excellent price. It has an excellent price, close to $2,000. Okay. And essentially, the folks at Best Buy, pulled out the dongles. They say, "Hey, you're not going to get this dongle. Sorry about that. Hey, you're not going to get that pen. I'm sorry about that. You're not going to get the backpack. You're not going to get any of this stuff. We're just going to sell you the laptop and the big fat charger, and you're going to have to be happy. We're going to lower the price a bit, keep it under $2,000, $1,900 plus tax and license." So I'm considering that, but I'm also understanding that that thing's going to be a heavy little beast to lug around. And I'm again, sitting at the airport, and I'm at or in my chair in the airline, in the airplane. It's going to be big. I'd rather have something small and easy to tote. So I'm sort of leaning towards a PX15 P13 as compared to the P16. Okay, the P16 should do a lot better. It has a better GPU. It has more RAM. Has a good hard drive. You know, so it's an upgrade over the PX13 at the folks at Best Buy. They usually only sell one iteration. If you want the other iteration, you have to pay, you know, a little bit more. In fact, quite a bit more. So this is where I'm at. Do you have any comments, questions, or suggestions? Again, I'm looking for a laptop. Again, that's one side of my search. That's one side of my search, is to get something high quality, will last quite a while. I can do a lot of video editing, etc., etc., and not have any issues with that laptop because it's thick, has a GPU, has an OLED screen, very nice, and it's designed for video editing. Okay, of course, I also do photography editing. So, but that's one side. I'm also thinking about ignoring that desire of mine to get a video editing laptop and just get a Mac Mini, you know, with a new M4 chip, and get the Pro model, which usually has, instead of just a couple USB, the last version had USB-Cs, you know, Thunderbolts, it'll have 4 USB-C Thunderbolts. And I won't have any issues with the monitor because it doesn't have a monitor. I have monitors galore. I don't have to use one of those crappy Apple monitors, which are always causing me problems, my wife and I problems. Just buy one of those, replace my, you know, my Dell XPS old desktop. That should be nice. You know, I have the keyboard, I have the mouse, I have the monitors. Just put that little box over there, and I can run DaVinci Resolve to my heart's content. Tons of peripherals to my heart's content. No problems. A+, 2 monitors. No problem. You know, that would be fantastic. Maybe I should just, I'm going to probably get one of those. That's one of my plans. One of my plans is just to have something more basic, more noisy, more slow, and about half the price of these ProArts, you know, laptops. Something about $800. I saw an Asus, I think it was a ZenBook 14 OLED. It was on sale about a month and a half ago. It was going for $750. Everybody likes it. Everybody says it's pretty fast. It's pretty quick. It doesn't have a GPU. It has an internal GPU. What do you call this? Integrated GPU. It doesn't have a discrete GPU. Again, integrated GPU, discrete GPU. Integrated GPU is good. As in Apple's case, it's pretty good. But in Windows world, not so good. Okay? But a discrete GPU is a hell of a lot better. Especially if you can get into the 4060s and 4070s. Those are A+, from what I understand and what I've been reading and from what I understand. So get one of those and just say, hey, I'm sitting here waiting for it to render. You know, that 10-minute video is taking 25 minutes to render. Life's tough. And then, but I can watch a movie on the airplane. It's lightweight. It doesn't flip over or do any, you know, iterations like that. But it's straightforward and it's easy to lug around. And if I need to do some video editing on the road, I can do some video editing as long as I don't mind the noise, the fan noise, and I don't mind taking forever. Okay. So these are my what I've learned over the last few months about these, you know, Windows, you know, laptops. Okay. Again, previous to thinking about buying a Windows laptop, I had, you know, a MacBook Pro M1. Very nice, very nice. And you can get one of those right now, the M3 version, the basic version at Best Buy for under $2,000. They're not too bad. They're not, but I don't want to lug around. I've learned my lesson. At 72 plus years old, I do not want to lug around a big MacBook Pro 16-inch with all the stuff and peripherals and stuff that I need. The charger, that weighs a ton. The brick, that weighs, it's actually a brick. It's actually, how big is it? It's not this big. It's a gigantic brick. I'm just exaggerating slightly. So, but I can, you know, something like, again, that Asus ZenBook 14 OLED weighing about 2.5 pounds or something like that. That I can see in my backpack. I can go to, you know, in the luggage area and grab it, pull it down, take it out of the sleeve, and just play around and watch a movie, etc., etc. In about a month, I'm going to be going to Mexico City. My wife's going to give a lecture at a university down there and a presentation. She's on a panel, and I'll be taking some pictures down there. And it'd be nice to take my little laptop. I don't want to take a gigantic laptop, monstrous laptop, humongous laptop. I'd rather carry something 14 inches. So I'm all over the place right now. I'll be honest with you, I'm all over the place. I look at these nice, expensive laptops and I go, it's only money. It's not that much money. I'm of the ilk that I can afford one of these if I wanted one. But I'm also of the ilk that my parents, you know, are cheapskates, and I say I shouldn't spend that money on that. It's better to get that cheap laptop for cruising around and traveling about, and get a good Mac Mini with 4 USB Thunderbolt ports and call it good. Hey, maybe you get a better, you know, keyboard. I already have a couple of those. I have some, you know, wired, you know, Macintosh, you know, keyboards. I also have a mice from the folks at Apple, but I can also maybe do something upgraded, maybe get something fancier. Who knows? Leave your kind and friendly comments again below abajo. Muchos gracias. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. I would greatly appreciate it. Again, muchísimos. Yes, that's Spanish. Gracias. I would greatly appreciate it. And check out my photographic website, jmmgarza.com. There you can see my photographs, see what I've been up to. And of course, you can become a patron. Go to patreon.com/jmmgarza and become a patron of this channel. Help support my photographic and video habit. Again, gracias. I would greatly appreciate it. And finally, you can become a member of this channel. Yes, you can become a member. Yes, you can get a member, become a member. You get badges, and you also get, you know, when I release a video, typically at least hours, sometimes days in advance, you get early access. Yes, you get early access to these super exciting, wonderful videos. Yes, you do. Thanks for checking out my video. I appreciate your time. Thank you very much for subscribing to my channel. Again, thank you very much for subscribing. Gracias. Adios. Ring the bell for future notifications. Bye-bye.